Hey guys, welcome back to our channel where I inspire your desire to be great, to be great, to be great. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching another video. Today is August 30th. It's currently 10:55 p.m. I know it's late, but this is my creative time. So I wanted to share with you guys this video. As I told you, I'm gonna be doing like a school series of video because it's a lot of like back to school right now. It's back to school season, and I feel like it's the perfect time to drop back to school content because I do know that I have supporters that are in school, high schoolers, college, and all that good stuff. So before I get into the video though, I want to say thank you to all of my amazing supporters. Thank you guys for always watching, always showing love. I appreciate every single one of y'all. So as y'all can tell by the title of this video, it is how to afford college. So as I told y'all in my last two videos, your girl graduated college with her bachelor's degree in criminal justice, 3 years instead of 4. Shout out to me. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, let's get into the video. So I'm gonna share with y'all how to afford college, and I'm not just going to stick to like the topic of college, but how to afford food, how to afford like transportation, how to afford, what else I got on here, books, all that good stuff. So I have it written down in my notes of the stuff I want to talk to y'all about. So first, I'm gonna talk about affording like tuition, like affording your education as a whole. So one of the first ways, and I'm gonna also add some links in the description box to help y'all out. Feel free to check it out with additional information. But the first way I would say that you could afford college is through financial aid. Financial aid is usually one of the most effective way to afford college, especially depending on like your background, depending on like where you're from and stuff like that. So with financial aid, I feel like it's two parts that they offer you. They offer you grants and they also offer you loans. So grants usually, again, is based on your household income. It's also based on like where you're from and stuff like that. So I told y'all I didn't grow up in like the wealthiest neighborhood, so I feel like usually they offer like more financial aid to people that grow up in like less wealthier neighborhood, which is not a bad thing because I feel like you could use it to help advance yourself, help establish yourself, which is not a bad thing, like I said. So financial aid, grants, they have what's called like Pell Grants. I definitely got a lot of those. I really didn't have to pay for school out of pocket. I think I only paid for like one class out of pocket, and then I did take out like a small loan, but that was by choice for personal things. But outside of that, grants is the first way that you can afford college, because I know like there's a lot of high schoolers that, you know, they're weighing their option about college. Some of them are probably worried about, you know, how they're going to be able to afford to go to college and things like that, but that is one sure way. So definitely check out the FAFSA website. Your school will help you, you know, apply for FAFSA, all of those different things, and you know, you can make a decision based on what school offers you the best financial package. And the other way, like I mentioned before, is you could take out loans. Loans is not a bad idea because, as you can see, you never know what could happen. Like as of right now, a lot of people probably have seen it circulating on the internet how Joe Biden has, you know, decided to forgive student loans. Even before he decided to forgive student loans, there are student loan forgiveness programs out there. So if you work for the government, there's student loans, there's student loan forgiveness about that. There's also like if you work as a teacher as well, there's student loan forgiveness for that. So depending on what field you work in, there are benefits of student loan forgiveness in that. I'm gonna try to find a link on it and put it in the description box in case you want to know more. But yeah, loans isn't a bad thing because I feel like, again, it can help you you know, pay for your education, put you in a position to make more money, and you could take time to pay it back. And just a disclaimer, not saying that I'm all for loans, but it's just, this is the way I see it. If I didn't have like the financial aid and stuff like that to go to school, I definitely think I would have taken out loans to do it because, for example, wealthy people, like not everybody have the cash up front to buy a house, right? To buy a property in real estate. So what do? They go out there, they borrow a mortgage, they take out what's called a mortgage, they borrow money, and they buy a house. And some of them buy like a 3-family house, and they rent that 3-family house out. And as they're getting that money back, of course they pocket some of it and they pay off their mortgage, which is not a bad thing. So as you take out a loan, you go to school, when you get a job, you use that job and you pay off your student loan slowly, and you pocket that money back. So I feel like it's a very similar concept. It's just a way to put you in a position to make better money. The other way that you can afford college is through scholarships. So in my college career, I would say I've gotten at least 3 scholarships. All of them were actually academic scholarships. If I'm not mistaken, I got 2 from the Educational Opportunity Program that I had to do that I mentioned in my last video. If you haven't seen it, go check out the last video that I did on the education topic. And I also got a scholarship. I don't remember like what exactly it was for, but I remember do get like a scholarship like popping up on my account and stuff like that while I was in school. And some scholarships, like you can apply for them like while you're a senior in high school, and you might not get it until your 2nd year of college, because I know that's what happened to me. So that is another way. They also have what's called like work study. So financial aid offers work study, and with work study, that just means you are eligible to make money on campus, working at the school while you're getting an education, which I think is a great thing. So those are a few ways that you can fund college. Another great way, and I feel like so many people kind of miss out on this, if I may say, or they don't really catch on to this until later on in life, until they become a bit more older. There are companies that pays for you to go to school. So if I'm not mistaken, Walmart is one company that will pay for you to go through school, depending on what you're majoring in. There's a company that I used to work for. They also would pay for you to go to school and to further your education, depending on, most of the time, as long as you're majoring in something that relates to your job or relates to that company, they will fund your education. So that's another way that you can look into going through school. I've never gone this way, but I also know of people that went through like the Air Force, the military. They help with schooling as well. And another way that you could pay for school is through a job. Pretty self-explanatory, but I also know, like, when I say a job, I mean you work, you make that money, and you put it towards your education. And usually, I know that's not the easiest way, but it's possible. You know, sometimes it takes a little bit longer, because managing a job and focusing on your education at the same time is not the easiest, but it definitely works, you know. Another way is, I feel like you could depend on a spouse or a parent. I do know some people where, you know, their spouse is working full-time and they're in school full-time, you know, so their spouse is kind of helping them pay for school and different things like that. Your spouse has a really good paying job and they can do that, you know. You can also rely on your parent, like I said, depending on how young you are, depending on how old you are. I do know other people as well, you know, they have benefits. Some people that work for the states, depending on what state you live in. If you have a state job, usually your education is free, your spouse's education is free, and your children's education is free. So that's another way that you can go about it. And outside of just college, like the whole college, the tuition and all of that stuff, I feel like there are side hustles that you can do, you know, to make money to pay for school. So there's like DoorDash, there's Uber, there's Lyft. You know, if you have a car, you can drive. You can, you know, sell things online. You can sell things on Amazon. Like, that's another way that you could pay, you know, your way through school. Is just do different side hustles like that. I know some people that they used to like do hairdressing while they were in school. You know, they just do different things. I'm not saying it has to be a full-time type of thing, but you could, I know someone that cuts hair, you know, they do barbering and stuff like that while they're in school. So that's another way that you could go about it. So books, that's one of the things I want to talk about. There's a website, I'm pretty sure, I think it's called like Chegg. I'm not sure if it's still around, but I believe it is still around. That is a website that you could go on and you could buy used books, and they sell college books for a pretty reasonable price. Another website that I used to get my books from is Amazon. Amazon sell really good, they usually have really good prices on books, and you can use, you can get used books that are not like in the best condition, but that's affordable. Of course, you could go to your bookstore and stuff, but usually I feel like the bookstore can be a little bit higher. Yeah, and another way, y'all, this is a secret, okay? There's PDF books out there. So sometimes a book that you might be looking for, you could literally Google that book and Google has it on there for free, or there's a free entire PDF version of it, and you could use that to get through school in case finances are tight. Another thing I want to talk about is like transportation. So maybe like, you're not in the best position financially, and it's not a bad thing. Like if you're a college student, you're not required to have money or make money. Like you're in school, in a way you're supposed to be broke. I'm sorry, I don't know how else to say it, but you're just starting out, you're trying to build a foundation. So I don't feel like there should be too much pressure of like having all this money in the world. But besides that, transportation. So at my school, when I was at CCSU, we used to have like a shuttle. I used to take the shuttle like back and forth, like through downtown Hartford, back and forth to school and stuff like that. So you could like try to utilize like free transportation. Of course there's Uber now, there's Lyft. You can carpool with your friends, become friends with someone that has a car on campus, decide to, give them gas money or something, which will probably be less than you taking an Uber or a Lyft around. But that's another way that you can afford transportation. Or you could just use public transportation, take the bus. Usually most college campuses, from what I know, they have a shopping center that's nearby, and the bus is not too hard. It's not too hard for the bus to take you back and forth to there. And like I said, the shuttle at my school, they used to pass by the mall and those fun areas and things like that. So that's another way that you can afford transportation. The last thing I'm going to touch on, then I'll close out this video, is food. So I know food can be a big thing, and this is a factor to consider whether you live on campus or whether you don't live on campus. So for me, besides during the summer program, I did not live on campus for school. I commuted from home. And the beautiful thing, I was very blessed to have my grandmother, because she always cooked. And whenever she cooked, I always packed food, packed lunch, and I brought it with me to school. Usually there's like a microwave on campus. You could just go in that area, in the kitchen cafeteria area, and just warm up your food there. That's one way to afford food. Another way, I've seen people do it, like if you live on campus, for example, I know people like they shop at BJ's, Costco, Sam's Club, like those stores, and they buy things like in bulk, because sometimes you do get tired of campus food and things like that. You can buy like a pass or whatever to the cafeteria or the dining hall, I think that's what it's called. So the pass, I don't remember how much the pass was, but I just didn't care for campus food. So that's another way that you could go about it. Another thing I did, which is not my biggest suggestion, but I did have a credit card when I was in college, and I used to go to the Chinese store, and I never forget this, and I wanted to share this story in this video, which is why I wanted to talk about this topic. I remember I used to go to the Chinese store, and I think I would literally spend $5 on food. I would get wonton soup, an egg roll, and I think that's it. Yeah, and I used to make a meal out of it. I swear I would eat it like it was a 5-star meal. But that's one way that you could afford food on campus. Not on campus, but like around the school area, because sometimes you do get tired of campus food. And yeah, that pretty much sums up this video. So I'm gonna do a quick recap on how to afford college. So financial aid, grants, loans, scholarship, company that pays for school, a job, a spouse, a partner, or, oh, I missed talking about this in this video, but there are some people that will sponsor you through college, and you can work for their company later. Not like big professional companies, but I do know some people that sponsor people through college. That's another way some people has gotten through. And yeah, I'm not going to get too much into that, but there are people that are out there that do that. And again, side hustles is another thing. Books, as I mentioned, you could go on Amazon, check, or you could just Google the book to see if there's a free version of it. Transportation, shuttle, taxi, public transportation, however you want to go about it. And then food, of course. Cook at home, rely on the people at home to cook for you, and that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for watching this video. Comment below if I missed anything. If you feel like you could add anything to a way to afford college, don't hesitate to comment below. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. I will see you guys in the next video. Happy back to school. And I'll see y'all in the next video where I inspire your desire to be great, to be great, to be great. Bye.